So when was the last time you did a podcast? Was it your own, or have you been on anybody else's podcast
Oh yeah, nah, I ain't. I don't think I did a podcast before
before
for
that
a
one?
while. Yeah,
Yeah,
aside from doing our own. Or it's been a
been a
minute.
hot minute. Sometimes you gotta let time play its part, though. Can't
Yeah,
you keep doing something all the time, gets kind of stale after a while.
I feel like it does. I feel like I really do feel like it depends on what you're doing, and it depends on how it's going.
Right.
But also at the same time, there's just that ebb and flow in life of just the fluctuation, the up and down,
Hmm.
currents, and trying to move with it, go with it. That's the challenge.
It's hard to find balance in
Yeah,
things.
and that's really that's and the way it all plays a part is just so crazy. I feel as though that's why I get caught up so much. So
Caught up how? Like in yourself?
yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Like I feel as though that's what I'm discovering, learning more or less about myself as I'm getting older, realizing and recognizing things. I'm fortunate enough to come across people who are able to show you yourself in a way,
Hmm. Through
or
them.
or just
Right.
yeah, or just put the mirror to you for a second.
Right.
You know what I mean? And where my mans that I met through the work I do now a few years back helped me a lot with that, bro. Like helped me a lot. And it wasn't even it's not even not holding your hand or whatever the case is, but or just the way that I um perceive it when it does happen for me. And that's I feel spoiled in that sense, I'll be honest. Cuz coming up for me in Huntington, the first spot I grew up in there for about 7 years, I believe, 7 or 8 years. And I had two friends, two I want to say two best friends.
Hmm.
Because as a kid, you don't know who's what
Hmm.
and what's what. But I had two people I regarded as best friends at that time.
They just show up more than the others.
Yeah,
Type
word.
word.
One white, one black.
Okay.
Word, funny as hell. Ryan and Corey. Just for whatever reason, they're memorable people in that at that stage in my life that I remember just remember just because of the relationship, the bond we had. It was just cool. They were cool, and I appreciated them. And it's nothing. You're young. You know what I mean. You
Hmm.
know, but I appreciated the time that I was able to share with them, what they were able to offer to me as a friend, and I didn't ever feel like I didn't have, but I did notice what others did have, but I didn't harp on it as a kid. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You're not really like
You were just self-aware.
word, but as you get older, it starts to creep up a little bit more. You
Hmm.
start paying more attention. You start looking around a little bit more like. But I didn't really ever feel less fortunate. I guess at times learning life, you can find yourself experiencing most or not if all different feelings, emotions in life, envy, jealousy, all of that. You're gonna experience it at some point just because it's life. But how you adapt from it, how you actually internalize it, and what you do with that feeling dictates and determines the route you're gonna take from there. But so for the most part, that's why I feel spoiled in that sense because I've always been fortunate enough to come across people who were just decent enough
Hmm.
that they showed me some kindness, something, you know what I'm saying, that made me feel good about
I don't know if that
whatever that.
makes you spoiled,
No, you know,
but
and I don't think so
I
either.
think you
But
feel that way in
yeah,
a place of guilt because you've been, like, thank God, positioned in a way in your life where
word,
you're able to attain those attributes from everybody
word.
versus some people don't have that opportunity. But I don't think that makes you spoiled. You know, you were just lucky. You know,
Yeah,
I
nah.
don't think it's like because some people don't have that. You know what I mean?
But that's
And that's where that's the guilt where the guilt comes from. It's
exactly.
like, damn,
It's
like
mad fun. It's
I'm
fun.
lucky because most people
Yeah,
don't have that
for sure, bro.
on their on their side.
But I think about that in so many different facets. I try not to feel that so deeply, but I do at times catch myself like, man, realizing and recognizing the blessings. And that's really the biggest thing now is just understanding when they come, what it looks like, and being able to recognize it enough to be able to make the most out of it and do something with it.
Right.
And but that's also where it comes into play, the overthinking and shit like that.
Yeah, because you set these imaginary standards for yourself and
Yeah,
you beat yourself over it
yeah,
because it's not at least in the moment obtainable,
exactly.
and you just start to put yourself in a depression based
Mm-hmm.
off your own standards, not even
Exactly.
anybody else's
Yeah.
standards. You know, that's the worst part.
Yo, that
So you allow like what's up here to agree with what's in here,
yeah,
you're always gonna,
that conflict,
yeah, bro.
that
And that
internal
shit eats
battle,
people alive, you know?
for
Lets the
sure.
time fly by off of shit like that.
Real life, bro.
Hmm.
Real life. Like with school, I didn't apply myself the ways I really think about now. I'm like, damn, if I would have just
You think school's really necessary though? Like in today's age, like do you feel like school is actually like worth a kid's time nowadays?
I think
I think like for me, I think school's core values of like being like having time management and organization skills and those basic principles that school I feel like instills
yeah,
in people. I think those are important, but like half the shit they teach you, I feel like is kind of unnecessary, you know.
that's exactly
I
why
could see why they would teach you it in the beginning just to see
yeah,
your aptitude, but like to stretch out, they've been teaching the same stuff from when we were in elementary all the way till senior year. It's just a little bit more advanced each year, pretty much.
and
Yeah.
it also changes over time here and there depending on who's in charge of the curriculum and things of that nature. But
Right. Yeah.
I
How do you feel
do
about it?
think, yeah, I think school and education are separate. I guess because the way people feel about it. Some people are like, yeah, school is necessary and needed for these things. Kids need to be in a setting where there are other kids and
Hmm.
interacting and learning how to figure life out with other people and
Hmm.
mingling and coexisting. Um, but also that education piece where people are like, well, what are we teaching them? What are
Hmm.
they learning and why are they learning it? Yeah, that makes sense too. What are we doing? What's the intention truthfully, aside from what
The
we've
I think the
speculated to
intention,
be
truthfully, is like we're not really teaching kids to be independent.
or
We're
think?
teaching them to be dependent on the system.
Yeah,
I mean, the core investors of the education system, we're just trying to create workers, you know.
that's
Every aspect of our civilization, like our country's growth, has like gotten better, but the education system, like the same way they're teaching today in 2025, they
yeah,
were teaching like that in 1925
true.
and in 1825
But
and before that. You know,
well, but the thing I think
I feel
I
like
don't.
they're. I don't think it's like totally wrong. It's just outdated. Like
Well,
they need to.
even that, but even that though, because we 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 almost in the same breath forget who has been developed in birth from all that has been done. You know what
There
I'm
has
saying?
a lot been
And
done with what we have. I know. I feel that.
which makes today so difficult because of the fact that we almost can't fathom what they had to actually achieve and accomplish to do and make what we've advanced today.
Hmm.
What we've advanced and the way we've advanced it is it's incredible.
Yeah, it's a little like too fast.
And
At
that's
least in
what's
the last
terrifying.
like 40 years, the amount
Yeah,
of technology that has. I mean, look at what we're doing today. You
that's
know, like even like this setup we're using is like
bro.
this
It's
would be like a holy grail to people 40
dog.
years ago. You
It's
know.
2025. There are people. Somebody's 100 right now,
Yeah, that's crazy. There are 100-year-old.
and that like That's why I think, yeah, education is imperative. It's important. That's you. How do you even learn without education? Being educated.
Right.
To be educated is necessary. It's like, but how are we educating? There's a my job, my day job. We finally found somebody to come on board, but to be the second man in the shop, and young, 23. You know what I'm saying? But he's coming from down south. He's been doing machining since ninth grade
Oh yeah,
from
that's.
in school.
I was gonna say he's probably been doing it since 13, 14,
I'm
probably.
like, bro,
Different lives, you know. That's what I wish
oh
the
my
at
gosh.
least New York State's education system. I can't speak for other states,
Yeah, exactly. And that's
but like New York should like implement half of the school time should be towards like trade learning. Like, why isn't there a plumbing class in high school?
why isn't there?
How is
Why?
that not like, bro? They just have to have one
Dog.
set of plumbing instructions, like a room with
Exactly.
its own plumbing system,
That's been
and just create errors for them to fix. You
that's
know?
been my thought process for the last while, honestly. Like since I actually stopped actively pursuing music, like when I made that decision,
Mm-hmm.
2019, for real, like I really was like, I gotta get a career, I gotta take a career path.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like just because I was everything was going on, I'm like, God
Do you
damn.
think you made that decision because you felt like music wasn't feasible for you? Like you were looking at it on
Nah,
a business aspect versus like the creativity aspect of it.
just that overthinking in my
You're
in
just
my head,
overthinking.
like deep, bro, like that, and that's
You're thinking at your age right now what you're
yeah.
doing type shit. No, I dig
And
that.
when
I'd
we
be thinking like
started,
that too.
when me, Heeman, and Kaim started, I told them we was, I think 22, 23 or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, we still trying to rap at 25. I don't even know what we doing.
I feel like
But there is no. That's the thing. I was overthinking before I
because
even got
you were
going.
thinking about trying to make a career out of it
Exactly.
versus just like enjoying it for what it
Yeah,
is.
because
You know.
because I don't I almost I don't want to say that I've always been in survival mode, because I don't believe that I've ever been in survival mode personally. That's why I feel spoiled as well, because I don't feel I've ever had to tap into that. I don't feel I've ever had to feel as though
You really
I
gotta
don't know
fend
what
for
I'm.
yourself and in any
Yeah,
aspect.
it didn't ever feel like I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do ever.
You always had the right influence around
I
you.
always had love, period, and
That's
that's
good.
the you know what I'm saying. So I've always felt safe.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Fortunately, that's why I'm like, fortunately for me, like
I
I've
hope your
always,
whole life is like that, bro.
yo,
You know,
it's like
that's
I
the perfect
even
scenario,
even
really.
as much as danger could lurk and did lurk, because where we grew up, you don't
Yeah,
really know
yeah,
all of it.
facts.
You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, just because the home I came up in, the people I came up around, I watched my older siblings endure life, and almost as if so I didn't have to. So I felt protected in so many ways, my G. Like, and as I got older, it only felt more and more so. So for the most part, I'm like, I'm not really living in that state of mind. Like
Do you speak of that as a detriment or as like just an acknowledgement?
an acknowledgement.
Right.
It's
Like you don't feel
it's
like
yeah, no,
it stopped you in any way, right? From
it's
growing.
I stopped myself is what the big thing I more or less realize, is because of the fact that I'm trying to amount to what I feel everybody else already measures up to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at them, watching them endure life
Mm-hmm.
and just experience things that I'm like, how the do you cope with that? How do you maneuver that? You know what I'm saying? What are you dealing with internally
Mm-hmm.
and how are you getting through that? Because
Mm-hmm.
watching my mom just deal with trying to make it for us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I really always felt like it really wasn't anything I couldn't handle. It's just about trying to figure myself out enough to know what direction to go in and more or less understanding my purpose. But the music, because I mean, I feel like in probably like early high school, ninth grade maybe, as when I started really into the creative writing. Like English was one of my favorite subjects,
Mm-hmm.
preferred subject just because. But reading and writing, that wasn't hard, or I didn't not like it. I could do it. I was capable. So I was always capable, whatever it was. I wasn't ever incapable. So I always had what I needed to be able to do what I needed. And it was just about whether or not I applied myself, or I had the interest to apply myself. It's also what I'm learning now. But like seeing this kid, man, 23, coming from, like, I'm like, bro, if I had that, I
You
think
would feel a
about,
lot better about your age and where you're at.
for real.
Yeah,
I'm 10 years.
you can't. You also got to come to realization like you can't dwell on what
Yeah.
your situation wasn't. It's good to acknowledge like,
Yeah,
damn,
exactly.
if I had that, I'd probably be
Hell
better.
yeah.
But
Comparison is
you
a
know,
thief of joy.
yeah, bro,
You know what I'm
that shit
saying?
is the worst
and
shit.
and I don't. But and now that's where my mind goes as far as, okay, what's the next step? Because I'm making the effort. I'm trying to take the time to grow myself in this field and gain all that I can. And now I'm like, well, where's it headed? Because there's so many directions to take with it. That was the other thing I came across with it. I'm like, God damn, there's so much about this industry that's so vast, so wide.
Talk
That's
about music, you mean?
not even music.
Just
What I'm
any
doing now,
industry?
machining.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's but the music,
There's always more to learn, though, bro.
and that music too, though. That was the other thing, is seeing how deep that goes, and really the essence and the origins, and feeling.
Did you feel overwhelmed to take on all those tasks of like mastering everything essentially, or at least becoming sufficient in each
Yeah,
field?
also because that overthinking, like that overthinking stuff, really, that's the biggest thing for me. That's why I do say I feel spoiled in that sense, because I feel like spoiled is when you don't make the most of all that you're offered.
Right. I think that's a
You know
good
what I'm
way to
saying? Like, almost you getting your opportunities come in abundance, and you mismanage them.
because
That's
you
what I
feel
feel like.
because I think that's because people feel like they're always gonna come, you know, or they've just had a life structured behind stability so much
Yeah.
that when instability presents itself, they're like,
Or,
I'll be all right.
but
You know what
but
I mean?
in a weird sense too, I've felt stability and instability, to the sense that every so often change comes in such a way where it's a physical change, like the setting, like growing up in Greenlawn 7 or 8 years, then moving, growing up South Huntington, still in Huntington, still the same place, just a different area in the
Just the
place.
other side, pretty much.
Yeah, but it's still a
Different.
difference,
Definitely is
because
different.
now things are changing. Okay, who am I around out here? How am I gonna make my way back to where I was? You know, so now
Right.
it's just figuring different and seeing different points and sides of life, and the way it changes, and understanding and learning, growth and change itself, and trying to figure out how to navigate that and be comfortable with that, because you have to get comfortable with the uncomfortable, in a sense. So you don't get comfortable, but you grow in adaptation, and that's really the sense of the balance in life, which is hard to
You
achieve.
think balance is real though, bro?
No,
No. I
that's
think
why
that's one of
it's
those
like
human.
perfection.
Yeah, I
It's
feel like
just
that's one
like,
of those human constructs that people live by.
yeah,
That's like,
it's
you ever,
that
yeah,
it's really that desire for control,
yeah.
because of the fact that the only thing you can control is yourself,
Hmm.
and you're thinking,
And when you're releasing arts to the public, you
yeah,
realize that no matter how perfect you think something
yeah,
is,
yeah,
somebody could be like, "That's trash.
yeah,
That ain't it." Whether
exactly.
they mean it or just nowadays, everything's a fucking troll. You know what I mean?
Bro, so serious, so serious. But that's what, in the perfect world, that's in my mind. That's why you like, school isn't necessary. Education is so necessary. What makes sense for us to be educated on? The things that the reading, the writing, the math, the science. What else? What else? What else?
Well, in regards to education,
Technology. Yeah, yeah. The arts too. Even it's crazy, because of the fact that it feels as though all that we have is necessary to some degree and extent, because of how deep, vast, and complex human beings really are, as simple as we are. We feel, it seems as though we're just simply complex, in the sense that, yeah, you see it, it's more or less black and white, but the black and white can gray.
I
And
think
those,
everything's a gray area, bro.
exactly.
I think the black and white is just, it's another human construct,
Yeah.
like good and evil.
Yeah.
Your evil might be my good, and
Cause that
I put a 6 on the floor, it looks like a 9 to you.
and I'll be, and it's really that perception. That perception. That's why comparison is a thief of joy, because of the fact that you'll destroy, or you have the potential and the propensity to destroy something mentally before you even get to physically do any harm. When something could be just so beautiful, but also you could see it as the worst thing in the world because of where you are personally.
Yeah, perceptions, it's all subjective.
Word.
And that's the problem. People don't understand
Yeah.
subjectivity. They just want to generalize everything.
Yeah.
One guy does something, the whole gender can go to hell. You know, shit like that.
It's true,
you know,
bro.
Versus just realizing it's just this situation. There might be people that have similar experiences, but it's never your experience at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You're comparing it probably to somebody else's experience and then creating judgment based off of that context.
Yep.
And you're beating yourself up.
Creating whole feelings and lifespans.
Don't even exist. Yo. Creating like self-animosity, basically.
Yeah, bro.
You're beating yourself up.
Nah, that's true.
Do you feel like you have a turning point in your life that like still defines you to this day?
Oh, man.
I'm sure there's tons, but like, is there like, there's probably, I would say like a handful that you have that are like core values that.
Yeah, for sure. One that just jumps right up into, or to the forefront, is that time I got caught trespassing somebody's home.
Oh shit.
Word, bro. And the way I think about it today isn't the way that I saw it as a kid. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't put it I didn't think trespassing. I didn't think about that as a kid, because we were doing it so often.
Well, that also, you just don't understand the value of property, probably. You only really understand that as you age and you actually start to obtain assets in your life. And
exactly.
You're like, oh, this is value.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't just a sandbox.
And there's a sense, there's something that comes with that, behind that sense of security and like that. Like, so think as I, definitely over the years, I've had to kind of learn to forgive myself about it, because I felt bad after, getting older. I'm like, damn, man, that shit was really stupid. Like, I mean, we were kids. Being young and dumb is one thing, but it's no excuse. It still is what it is. So I've definitely, one time or another, I'll think back and I'm like, damn, but I'll have to figure it,
that's growth though, bro. Because some people don't even acknowledge that.
Yeah.
I mean?
Word.
And then what you do with that is totally different, but you might beat yourself up over it, or you might let it go.
But
you find solace in between somehow.
Definitely, yeah. So definitely, like, I think that's another thing about balance is, it's like perfection. It's unattainable because of the fact that there is no symmetry in life. We want symmetry. We want some form of just ever so. You want it to be like, but it is what it is. It's life. We're just imperfect beings. We're prone to error.
Yeah, I don't know why we choose to chase perfection when like nothing in this world is perfect.
I would assume because some you could look at it as a sense of purpose.
Chasing the perfection is
exactly
like, brings purpose to people.
Exactly,
I guess
creates purpose for you, because and that's what some some people, or not some people, but it's a philosophy to practice of, they say the first, if you want to reach a certain point of self, as to be who you feel and believe you should be or can be, you have to work your way there. And the best way to do that is start with goals, short term. You have your long term, but short term is the goal, because those will give you the motivation and the inspiration to continue to build the momentum and continue to get the discipline to maintain. So it's like, start off making your bed, and you force that's your main goal for the short term, is to successfully every day succeed at making your bed before you leave your house.
Right.
Before you, it's the first thing you do, wake up, get out of bed, you make your bed. Then your next goal is the next thing. And after a while, you've just accumulated a routine and healthy habit and good practice of things that help you to be who you feel and to believe you should be.
I feel like short-term goals are like more important than setting long-term.
Yeah.
Because long-term, when people set long-term goals, that leaves room for them to not put time to.
Yeah.
But if you really like make something like a short term, like a short deadline, you should be able to
achieve
that. And if you're not, that's really just on you at that point.
Because
you know what I mean?
when it's more attainable, it's more to live. It feels like you have more to live for, more to work towards, as opposed to a never ending cycle that you'll never get to that goal.
Always saying next year is the year.
Yeah.
And never.
Yeah.
It's the same year next year.
Real
much,
talk.
You know what I mean?
That's the challenge. That's the challenge in life, and learning how to manage those ups and downs, and learning to manage yourself through the ups and downs, and like just trying to figure that out for real. That's why I'm feeling good about it. Like, I'm at 43 days in a row in the gym.
Nice. Every day?
Yeah.
That's lit.
Word, bro. Like, the first week wasn't tough. Like, but it's because of the fact that I'm trying to incorporate it, in the sense that every day I really do it, like, without even, it's just
to instill it in your routine.
It's just a part of the day, every day. So I've gotten comfortable and feeling good with it, and I only do the hour. I'm not trying to, because my whole thing is, I want my day to consist of things that I can do every day, more or less, or especially the things that are beneficial.
And hours, adjustable.
Yeah.
Trying to set 2 to 4 hours to work out every day.
And
it's
that's
unlikely.
You think about these
but
people,
an hour is like, you either want it or you don't, because everybody got an hour.
Yeah.
You could fit in somehow.
And that's what. And I'm also like, I'm trying to think, what's something that's digestible for everybody. I don't want this. I want to do something that I can tell people that they could do, and not because of anything but the fact that you have this amount of time and you can do what you can do in this amount of time. That's gonna work for you.
Right.
That's why I do 20 minutes cardio. The first 20 minutes I'm in there is the bike.
Just to break a sweat type shit. Right?
Yeah, and it's a great warm up, and it's the most important. So if either you're gonna do, and I've heard that running and walking, sometimes too much of it on your knees can be less beneficial. So
biking is not good for your knees either, bro.
That's the other thing. But I feel better with it.
Well, you're doing it in moderation though. You're not doing an hour plus on a bike.
I'm just doing 20 minutes, but I'm doing enough in that 20 minutes, and I'm not killing myself. I do 8. 8 is my highest level right now. Started at 7.
On like the pressure for the
bike? Word. So I started at like 7, and it's just enough to get a burn, but not enough that it's an ache afterwards. So I get my burn, I get the pump, I decrease in the level every 5-minute increment.
Yeah, you turn it down.
You know what I'm saying? So I get the fluctuation. I get all of that. The resistance. So I'm switching it up. Speed and resistance and everything like that. So for that 20 minutes, I'm doing that. Then the rest of the 40 minutes, I mix it up between squats and push-ups as far as that goes. That's always it. So it's the bike and squats and push-ups are every time I go to the gym.
And that's all you do when you go there?
No, that's what I do every time.
Mandatory. It's always
Word.
and then you'll change what you do after.
Word.
Yeah.
And I'll do different machines after that.
Legs one day, arms another type of thing.
Or however it works out, because of the fact that I'm only doing so much in that 1 hour.
Yeah,
so I'm not killing myself. So I could really do
10 minutes of everything.
Word.
10 minutes of everything.
Word. You know what I mean? And it's all effective. It's all effective enough to where all I need is that good night's rest and a healthy diet to maintain being able to do that.
Well, yeah, if you're really doing that every day, that's just building endurance, because you're just instilling that body motion and
that's all out. And that's truthfully, I'm like, that's the meat and potatoes. I just want to be able to say I'm in shape.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to bodybuild, but I'm fortunate enough that I have the genetics that if I wanted to, doing the right things, I might be able to pull that shit off.
Probably with what you're doing, if you just added more protein, I would imagine, into your diet, you'd probably just bulk up. That's from the repetition.
And that's why I'm like, once I lock in that consistency and discipline with the gym, exercise, I can take my time and really develop my diet and build it that way. Because that's just how it works for me, the way I operate. You know what I'm saying? Because the most important thing really is the diet. But you could diet all you want. Exercise is also important. So having them both is key. But the diet is something you have to do every day. You have to freaking eat. Like, you know, or you could not, but you do have to eat for the most part. And exercise is something you should be doing. Although you exercise throughout the day without recognizing or understanding it, just because
depending on what you're doing.
Yeah, it's instinctual. It becomes instinctual, so it stops being the exercise it once was. But if you actually put intention behind certain things, I think you can actually exercise in that act. It's what I try to do too at some time. When I was in the restaurant, like I would try to incorporate some level of exercise through work. Just because
walking extra far.
Just because we're moving. So I'm like, oh, let me try doing this, holding trays certain ways and things. And also when you put more intention into keeping your posture a certain way, there's exercise in that as well.
Yeah, because when you're always like this,
you're
not using those muscles
to hold exactly. And that's the other thing I realized too. Like, we don't realize the way we carry ourselves. That one really like
physically, you mean?
Yeah. As getting older, thinking about more about things like damn, yeah, I don't feel I've ever actually walked within myself with a sense of confidence
and an acknowledgement, actual acknowledgement of self.
Yeah, bro. Like, word. I feel as though I'm working my way towards that now, trying to really carry myself differently. But it's a lot that plays into it. A lot that plays into that.
Is this the first time you've like done this before? Like hour every day for, you said 43 days, right?
Oh yeah. Is
this the first time you've
I've
never had like a long streak like that?
This is the first time the end of August. That's the first time I've been in the gym, like with intention to actually exercise and have an idea about a goal in like a decade.
The reason I asked that is because I was wondering why you decided to do it. In my head, I was like, maybe he's done this before and he wants to like get back into the swing of something, or maybe it's just you just want change. Basically,
it really goes back to being spoiled, like in that sense. For me personally, my uncle took the time when I was working with him. I had the opportunity to work with him for a short time with this fabric company that he was working at for like all my life for the most part at that time. I was 20, 21. He got me in there, and he was working out then. He always like exercise and working out. Fitness was his thing, like college and stuff like that. So he brought me with him into the gym, started training me here and there every so often. And it was just a short time. It wasn't a long wind of time. It wasn't really a duration to say that, oh, I spent actual time getting trained and getting fitness.
I'm sure the culmination of all that time was a lot,
But
but spread out over the length of time
Oh,
we
yeah,
did
yeah,
it was
nah.
very minimal. Like,
But even so, like it was enough time that the essence of the philosophy that he imparted on me during that time, during our sessions, stuck with me strong enough for me to know and remember what to implement with my workouts now. So, and then I just kind of, try to add my own creativity to it and incorporate certain things, like, try to do stretches while I'm doing my workout. So when I do my push-ups, I crawl into the push-up. And you know what I'm saying? And when I do my squat, it's with some dumbbells, put some weight to it. I'm not trying to and I want the motion in the exercise itself, and I add my own little challenge to it, so to speak, or
a little
something
resistance.
else.
So
Yeah,
basically, if you were to replicate those motions without the weight,
yeah,
it's more fluidity. 'Cause
exactly,
you're able to do it at a higher
exactly.
weight.
Yep, and that's why. And then so now I incorporate little things like the downward facing dog pose in yoga. I do that into a tiger push up, or a rendition of a tiger push up. So
That sounds crazy.
it's not that's the thing. Like the names make it sound more than what it is.
Tiger push-up.
That's kind of what I like about it. But it's really a basic thing. You know what I'm saying? That you make a triangle with your body. That pose. You know what I'm saying? And then you just go into
And then you go into push-up pose.
word, and then I make the stretch and shit like that.
Yeah, it probably uses some muscles you didn't even know you had until you start using it. Right?
It's great for the back, and for me, what I think about now is the wear and tear we put on our bodies just in living. You know what I'm saying? It's not even, it really isn't even a thought. It's just you going through life and things happening here and there.
I'm living, Vinny. I know.
Yeah, but real talk, like like even like twisting your ankle or something like that as a kid, or
That shit
sprains,
sucks.
bro.
Doing that shit as an adult,
Bro. and doing stuff in your 20s that we don't think about. And I didn't ever think about rehabilitating any
because
type
you're
of
youthful, and when
Yeah.
you're youthful, you regenerate so much faster.
Exactly.
And then once you do that show, and you're like 20 years later,
Yep.
you're like, fuck, that shit actually hurt this
Yo,
time. Like, God
coming
damn.
back, it's really coming back to you.
Yeah.
But so now that's what my goal now. My whole intention in the gym is to rebuild, reconstruct, reconnect, just refurbish, replenish, all of that. Any type of something that can be redeveloped is really my goal and my thought process, because I'm like, there's so much that gets beat down and broken down over the years. You don't even really think about it. And then not really being aware of the way we're carrying ourselves. You don't realize what you're doing to your body and your skeletal and stuff like that. So I'm really trying to really bend back some things and get
it's not really even your skeleton. It's more the muscles.
True, yeah.
It's the way your muscles are forming around your.
Exactly.
If you laid out your skeleton without muscles, just as flat as anybody else.
It's really just sitting there. So it's really
It's really just training your muscles to
joints
stretch the way they're supposed to. And
exactly. And really just stretching those fibers and all of that stuff like that. The ligaments. That's why it's so simply complex. Like as complex as it is, it's pretty fucking simple. But to understand it all is where the complexity comes in my opinion.
People just get overwhelmed with the awareness of complexity. Of something. Versus just looking at like the short-term simplicity.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, in the long term, it's a lot of shit. Just worry about right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And worry about tomorrow.
Exactly,
type of shit.
No, real talk, bro. But that's all it is now, man. I'm just really digesting life is what I feel like I'm doing at this stage.
So with the gym stuff, and I guess anything else you're doing, is this like your form of like choice of reset, like choosing to reset yourself in a way?
Oh, if I'll be, might be candid. Um, this last, so I believe that I've broken my life down into chapters, as much as we all call them chapters of our life.
Mm.
My chapters, in my opinion, last for about the span of 7 to 8 years.
What do you mean by that?
Like, so just about every time that I've had to move or we have had moved,
Mm-hmm.
it was about a 7 or 8 year span in between. So I would turn after about 7 or 8 years, we moved from the first location, first home I knew, to the second home where I grew up really.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I moved around a lot too when I was
huh?
a kid. I moved around a lot too when I was a kid.
Yeah, and I don't, and that's I almost as a kid it kind of seemed like, oh man, again, because I what I
For
was about 6.
I don't know about you, but in my situation, there was just evil at play. Like the
Yeah,
people in charge of our housing were just throwing us around. Like, move
yeah,
here now.
yeah.
This house is for something else. Move here
See,
now. You know what I mean?
it
But
was, and some to
but you
some
don't learn
degree,
that. Like in my instance, I didn't learn that until I was older. So you just culminate different ideas
yeah,
of why this is happening
exactly,
till you
exactly.
learn.
What's what the cause could be,
Hmm.
and that first time, I don't think it was anything like that. I think it was just was the time, like for whatever reason, or just it just the way that the time spoke to my mom, the way she perceived the moments. It was just she just always made a decision that made sense. At the end of the day, it just made sense and it worked out the way that it did
Hmm.
every time. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that she didn't know or did know, it's just that she was putting the effort into being as aware as she could be
Hmm.
to know.
Hmm.
So she for the most part, as far as I know, she always made the best decision, and we always moved at the right time.
Hmm.
Whether or not I understood it at the time as a kid, thinking back, I'm like, nah, that made too much sense. And the way things worked out, the way things played out for me, that's
Hmm.
why I also feel like I'm spoiled. My older siblings, they were older, so they lived a little bit more before having to make a change in life, having to experience the change, and that
Like they
uncomfortability.
experience stability for longer
Yeah,
versus you. Like it seemed like more abrupt,
yeah.
more repetitive in your lifetime versus them. They lived a little
So
longer, and then those changes
exactly. So
happened.
I almost got to grow with change, as opposed to being thrown into it and having to feel what it's like in an uncomfortable, so to speak, setting. So it's almost like controlled in a controlled environment to experience the change for me. So, but we moved. Yeah, that. So the second time we moved, I'm 16, and at that time, I've grown enough that I've built some solid bonds. I felt
Hmm.
with who I was growing up with. So I was, and I guess just it was in a different mentality. I wasn't feeling so dreary about it. It was just like, oh, okay, another the next time to change. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so though it's been like 8 years spans in each of those times of having to move
Hmm.
and that feeling changed. So I felt like those are chapters. Those are the chapters because of the fact that they lasted for the time they did, and for
This
the
is where you're at your longest chapter right
yeah,
now.
this chapter felt less about um a physical change and more about an internal change that
Hmm.
I was really like was really tough. Really tough. The physical is the physical, and you almost it's almost inherently gonna change and changes.
Was it tough to actually like do, or was it tougher to allow yourself? to agree with
think
doing it.
it
You know what
was
I mean?
tougher to endure because there wasn't anything to do but endure, and just having to kind of be okay with not understanding what and why at the time, and still be moving forward through enduring, which is for me, I think, where the overthinking comes into play, because I have this interest in understanding why, or knowing why. Just just for
I
me,
think
I'm
that's
just,
just human nature, bro.
yeah,
Everybody has a level of curiosity.
exactly.
You know,
But
it's
it
what you do with it
yeah, and that's
determines
the
who you
biggest thing,
are.
and that's
You know what I
what
mean?
I feel like the over for me. The way I feel towards my interest in understanding why causes me to overthink, and stops me, makes me feel reluctant to do things, or apprehensive to pursue things, because of the fact that I'm like, oh man, well, what and why? What and why? With the music, I that desire for perfection was overbearing for me, because of the fact that I'm like, damn, I want it to be as great as it can be, but if I can't achieve that, I'm not too motivated and pressing it to get it done and get it out. So I'm stopping myself before I even get to do anything, every time, for the most part, until it started to get fun, because I think I allowed myself to be a little bit more free with it. I also got better at it,
Mm-hmm.
and how I was really like playing with the words in my head and things like that, structuring it. I got free. I started to really learn to freestyle and actually be good with it, like
Mm-hmm.
how I felt as though, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. So I think that helped as we progressed in that journey, but also after a while, starting to become more privy and abreast to the business side of the music, and learning and getting wind of the way things are falling into play at that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? As far as people's stories coming to light, or people's just contracts and the inner workings. And of course, there are people who have success in the music. You know what I'm saying? Even the people we don't know about. More
Mm-hmm.
so the people we don't know about. Because the credits is everything. But it's still the fact that it does come to the point, I feel and believe, either you love it so much you will deal with and endure whatever to be able to do it or have it, or you love it so much you won't even allow anybody to know, or you won't bring yourself to,
Sharing it.
yeah, because of how much you know that passion. And I think that's really the way it goes. Either the passion is so deep you have to share it, or it's so deep you don't want to share it at all. You want to be selfish with it. And I think I was bordering in between the line, and then the insecurities played more of the part for me to be like, you
To
know what,
not share it.
yeah. So after a while I was like, let me just stop, bro. And then, just the way things were unfolding for us where we were at, it was frustrating. It was real frustrating. And I just didn't like that at all, bro. Like, I'm like, I don't want to have to deal with this with something I really love, like
Mm-hmm.
music, writing.
Like,
Just,
you didn't like the business aspect of music.
yeah, bro. It just really was, yo, that bugs me, dog.
What
It
aspect exactly? Like, just
just,
having to promote yourself and
I
stuff like
guess,
that.
you know what? I guess having to figure out people when it comes to,
Collaboration.
yeah, it just, this is business deal, and that's on me,
Mm-hmm.
not like I said, really, just I didn't, the passion for me wasn't enough to share it. I was like, I'd rather keep this to myself. If I got to deal with this, I'd rather just keep it to myself. Do it in my head. Like, I do it in my head, keep it to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't wanna go through these kinds of people in order to share something I love this much. I don't want to have to figure people out to that degree and extent with something I love this much, which is really where my mind was going. I'm like, damn, bro, like, and then
Do you think that was just that lies in fact, or just your perception was off?
it was. I really believe it's just your perception, and that's why it's like you either it really is like you either do love that enough to that your perception will allow you to see an outcome. Because that's really my perception was like this. There's no outcome in this where I feel as though I'm at peace and happy with what I'm doing.
Right.
You know, but it's unfortunate, but many people have that. Many people do have the perception and the where they have that outcome in there. They're like, nah, I see it. Even though this is what's here and it's in front of me, I know what's beyond this. I didn't. I mean, I'm like, nah, bro. And
So
maybe
you don't think you would revisit music?
oh, I for sure do. But I want to be in a position where
You want to fix other parts of yourself first before you
or
revisit that.
and also a lot of me
And if you were to revisit though, would you be like still like fuck the business side of it in an aspect of it?
that's a part I wonder too. But I don't think so because of the fact of how much now like seeing the Russell like the level of independence that you can have depending on what you do and what you put behind it, the routes you take and you know what I'm saying and achieving
Like
that.
I'm sure nobody enjoys technicalities of anything, bro.
Exactly.
But if you have to, it's like setting those long-term goals.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to go through
Word.
it to get to that point.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So like if you want people to know about your music, which is
Word.
something you have to
Word.
agree with yourself on, like do I want to share this to even begin with, you know?
Word.
But if you're past that and you do, you got to think of it as like I'm just doing what it takes to share it. You know?
Yeah, and that's exactly my point. That's where I'm at too. I'm like, if I do and I were to,
Versus
it
like
would
looking
just,
at it like a job in a way.
yeah,
You know?
it would just be something fun to do.
It should just be a reflection of your ambition to want to output it to the world.
Yeah, that
You know what I mean?
creative.
Well, Russell, somebody like him, he wants everybody to look at him.
Yeah.
And he's been committed like every day.
Exactly.
Pretty much for like 3 years straight.
Word.
You know what I mean?
I love seeing it too, bro.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
I love that, and because that's at the end of the day is he loves it that much that he was like, I'm gonna figure out the route to put it out.
I went to his first show in New York.
Word.
In Brooklyn.
Word.
And that show, I think it like oversold out. It like was so like we were like this in there.
Yeah.
It was a big spot. Like,
yeah.
And somewhere in, I think it was in Queens or Brooklyn. I forget. But he was at the door. Like they had security and stuff, but when you walk up the steps, there was like a sub lobby, and then the big room. So like at the sub lobby entrance, he's just standing there. He shook everybody's hand that walked in. Every single, and then he just went crazy. They went crazy up there, you know.
But that's
like that level of ambition.
It clicked for him. You understand.
Do you need that proof of concept to wanna? Did you have to see him do it to believe
no, not at all, not at all, not at all. No, I just understand enough to know. That's what I'm saying about that passion. We have our passion is different in that sense. He's got the passion enough that he wanted to share it,
right?
But also my insecurities played on my passion. I believe, as far as being more so reluctant to share, like holding me back from actually breaking through. I'll keep it to myself. I just kept it to myself after that. Like, it's like, nah. I had the passion. Like, I love it, but also I allow those insecurities to play a real part in my decision and stop me from continuing to pursue it. Now, just not feeling good enough, or feeling like, man, I don't really know about my story. But also,
even with the insecurities, it's still something that you would want to do. But those insecurities hold you back from it.
Word.
For me, like, I'm always willing to take risks with stuff because what I've realized is just time's gonna pass anyway. So it's like you're either gonna make use of your time or be on your deathbed like, damn, I should have just
Exactly that.
fuck,
Exactly that, bro.
fuck.
Yo, real shit. Real life,
You
bro.
know, everybody's gonna have those fuck moments when they're dying, but like
When
you want
you
to
really,
eliminate how many of those you have.
when it
Probably.
really
Yeah.
starts sinking in, you like,
You know what I mean?
shoulda, woulda, coulda, bro.
Yeah, bro.
But nah, but real talk, real talk. I'm not comfortable with it, but I've made peace with the reality of that, of how I felt, where I was at in that time. You know what I'm saying?
Comfortability with the unknown, right?
Yeah, bro. But also, it was just getting older. I'm watching everything around me, watching family and shit like that, and I was just starting to be like, damn, nah, man, I don't even know. Like I want to be around for things. I want to be here for things. I don't want to be caught up in trying to keep up with or maintain something.
But that's only because you're setting those standards for yourself.
Exactly.
Just who you keep them up with.
Yo,
every day on Spotify, there's like 100,000 songs uploaded like daily.
Oh yeah.
Let's be real. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, there's always competition, but like
Yeah, for sure.
at the end of the day, you should be making music because it makes you feel good.
Exactly.
And you think it's good enough to make other people feel good about it,
right?
You know?
Yo,
or feel the way that they're supposed to feel about
Yeah.
said song or project. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
and it could be a multitude. It very well may be a multitude of things that really got me to that point of just drawing back, because I definitely, it wasn't ever like, oh, I'm done with music forever, I don't want to touch another mic, I don't want to step into it. Nah, like it didn't never feel like that, but I definitely at the time felt like I don't have what I feel I need to produce what I believe should be offered. And because of the fact that you want to make something that feels good, as much as you want to tell your story. Wanting to tell my story became to be more of just an expressive thing that I didn't care to, I want to say, promote or market. It would be something that I did just because I felt finally the words came to me well enough with the right beat. And I put that out. Like when I was recording and stuff like that, the few things that I did do was because it felt like, and it came to me, the words came to me, the beat and everything like that, like, and it felt good. And even listening to the stuff I want to be able to hear it and hear what I believe to be truth and authenticity, and genuine, honest words reflective of really what's going on for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, that's that feeling that I still do, because if I, the right beat, if I have the time. And that's the other thing too, I think because of the way that chapters worked out in my life, I think that's as long as it takes for me to process the chapter. Like the length of the chapter is what it takes for me to really process life in that chapter. But I did. So for this last chapter, after stepping away from music or the active pursuit of it, and then pursuing the career of machining, manufacturing, and metalworking, I feel good about myself in that sense.
Did you feel like you couldn't do both? Was that why you left one and went to the other, essentially?
Yeah, balance and overthinking, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Balance and overthinking.
Like, you don't think, in theory, just generalizing the situation, you could like put that gym out, not that gym hour, but another gym hour towards just music every day?
For sure.
You know what I mean?
My real intention with the gym is to develop the discipline in myself. Because
instill that discipline and
because
consistency so that you could apply it to other things like music. And
I've lacked that all my life. As much as I've been fortunate and capable of holding a job.
Yeah, I feel the same. Like, I've always been like, I've always worked
for
multiple jobs.
For the last 15 years, I've had a job.
I do this all by myself. Like, I'm responsible in that angle. But other
And
disciplines, I'm like, they don't even
and
exist.
which is the
You know?
craziest, because I'll think to myself, I'm this, or I'm lazy, or I'm not disciplined, and then I'm like, wait, what the
Or they don't exist. I just choose to ignore them. That's
fact?
true.
Like,
That's really what it is.
it's in real life, because of the fact that you're like, hold up, how can I be, if I've been fortunate enough to hold jobs and have good reputation at these jobs, where they know I get busy when I'm in. I may be late here or there. I might miss a day here or there. We're human. At the end of
But
the day,
your consistency and
yeah,
work
you know,
excuses that extra stuff. Like,
your benefit and your
you know.
presence on the clock and on the floor means more than your absence.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, or your absence is that much because of the fact that your presence means that much. So, it's like, okay, you find out where you have your qualities at, that you can appreciate about yourself and build on those. But for sure, like, the gym is really the thing that's I'm trying to really get myself and instill that discipline in myself, especially because of the fact that it's a beneficial thing. Above all else, it's a beneficial thing to learn to discipline yourself in, especially because the eating, I feel like every day you're gonna go get something to eat, and that's the other thing I'm working with too. I'm like I'm teetering the border of intermittent fasting, so I'm working that, almost incorporating that into my daily as
I've
well.
done it for like a week and then I fold.
Yo, but
I can't do it.
but also I
Yeah.
tried so what I tried was
First 3 days, I'm like, I'm good. But
yeah,
that's because you're built up.
yeah,
And then you really gas out towards the end of the
yeah,
week, and it's like, yo, I don't know if I
yep.
can.
Cause in it,
Whoa. Like, that
sticking
shit.
with it, bro. It's the
Yeah.
toughest. But I tried. So this recently, I started trying to do the 12 and 12. Cause before I think I was doing like 6 and 18 or
Every
whatever.
12 hours, eating window. Every
Yeah,
12 hours.
yeah. Cause before, just
Every
I
other
didn't
12
even
hours.
actually didn't even realize what I was doing. When my brother mentioned it to me, he was like, he started eating between the hours of 12 and 6, and I'm like, oh, word, that makes sense. So
12
I was
p.m. and 6 p.m.?
12 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, word,
Six
word, word.
hours. Okay.
Yeah, word. So
That's the only time he eats.
yeah. So he mentioned that, and I was like, oh, let me try that. But then I'm like, what the am I doing, bro? I'm already I'm too small. Like, I don't need to be fasting nothing, bro. I need to be putting the weight on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, real talk. I was like, I don't need to be doing that shit. I need to be bulking up. I really need to be doubling up on my portions, more or less,
Mm-hmm.
or just having heartier portions in foods. And that's why I started making black beans. Those are fucking delicious, bro. Easy as hell to make too.
Mm-hmm.
Just throw it in a pot, some fucking water and onion and and then
Let it
salt it.
boil up.
Bro,
That's
it's
it.
a yo, I'm
I
I'm
love beans.
loving
Beans
the
are great,
simple
bro.
foods.
Beans is awesome.
Bro, the simple foods is well, yo, avocados is best friend. Like, that's where I'm at with it. I'm eating all kinds of stuff like that. Like, so I'm trying to,
Yeah, you were eating banana before this.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good.
yo, every day I try to do the banana and orange, just cause, um, and then I've tried to, not try to, I have here and there, I do the energy drink. I like the bangs. It
All those
seems
energy drinks scare me, bro.
they
Like, I
do.
used to love Red Bulls and Monsters and all that shit growing up.
That's funny because
But all that stuff is like so bad for you,
those
bro.
I've always stayed away from. Just because the
Bang is
skepticism behind it.
healthier.
Huh?
Bang is healthier, you would say?
Yeah, there's certain brands I think have a little bit more of a healthier approach and ingredients. And Bang, I felt like, was one of them, because I can go to GNC and get that.
I just feel like energy drinks is one of those things we're gonna see about commercials in the future.
Yeah, nah.
Did you drink Gatorade between
Yeah,
2000 and 2020?
yo, bro,
You're gonna
what?
die next year. You
I
may
don't
be
want to.
entitled to compensation.
Yo, I don't want to hear that at all. Nah, real talk. But nah, I mean, just like anything, we reading the ingredients is the biggest thing, and it's the funniest thing because of the fact that you go on YouTube, or you just go to search things for information, and you see someone offering the information, and then you see how they attain the information, and then you're like, oh, I could have did the same thing.
And that's the thing is the people excuse the fact that we have easy access to information for a reason to not utilize it.
God.
Like we could learn everything
Well,
right now,
real talk, no exaggeration.
or at least just start, because it's gonna take time.
But
you gotta
even
watch stuff,
but
and
no
apply it,
no exaggeration. The amount of things that we each of us could literally go and learn right now without without
Going
a
to school.
formal education.
I'm an advocacy for YouTube University, bro.
Bro.
Everything that I do is because of YouTube.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a YouTube channel
Yeah.
for myself. Like I'm not making YouTube videos.
Yeah,
At least
no.
not yet. But like
Wait.
we're doing this.
You're a consumer of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I've always been a consumer.
Yeah.
And I've took what I learned and built this out of it. You know.
Exactly. That's why
I watch it every day, learning stuff. You know.
That's why we're for the most part we are consumers and producers. We're consumers and producers. Some of us are strictly consumers. Some are strictly producers.
I think there's two different types of consumers though. There's consumers for like leisure.
Yeah.
And then there's consumers that utilize what they're consuming.
Yeah, that's true.
And reapply it.
They apply it.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, applied knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. That's crazy because that's really just been the biggest thing for me is
the problem is that our civilization prioritizes brain rot. Like you could watch something cool and obtain that knowledge, but that doesn't do anything for you.
Yeah.
It's just a dopamine.
Because imagine all timelines and algorithms only offering information and insightful how-tos.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you get to see is that. And then it would be nothing but people. Did you know? Hey, did you see? Did you know? That's all people would be doing all day long with each other. But everybody want to be hateful and like, nah, not everybody.
But that's what the did you knows are about, unfortunately. Yeah. It's always like the negative shit.
Yeah.
Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
Did you see this? Instead of like, did you learn this, bro? Yeah. Like, do you know how to do this? Like,
and
you know,
it's interesting because of the fact that it's like, I get it. You're gonna come across somebody. You're gonna come across somebody you may not like. You may be opposed to as far as perspectives and thoughts and opinions, but like when you walk out of your door, and for that hour of time, from the time you walk out of the door for an hour, do you come across that level of hate? Do you come across that level of just chaos? You know what I'm saying? In an unruly nature.
We're desensitized, bro. We're desensitized.
Yeah.
Some more than others, but
True.
I think just overall, like everybody today, super desensitized to shit.
Yeah, because they just I don't know.
It's hard to determine reality.
Yeah.
Through these things anymore. You know what I mean?
Bro, that's why I'm like, why are we certain it's not even inventions, they're just implementations. Somebody implementing something, an idea, and putting it and incorporating it in another aspect of life. Like a push button. Push to start car. Push to start has been a thing. It's just they incorporated it into the car and the engine or whatever case. That's, I guess it's an invention, but more or less just an incorporation of an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Which also cool, but now you don't even unlock your door before you get to the car. Like they made the key fob for you.
Yeah, I just touch my door handle if I have my key on me, and it unlocks.
So now you don't even push no button to unlock the door before you get to it. It's not even preemptive. Now it's in action. Like why? It's not why do we need to go? It's nothing crazy, but there's this second thought that no longer happens.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's an expectation of when I get there, as opposed to
that shit gets me. That's how I know I don't have my keys. Cause I go to touch my car.
See,
I'm like, what
bro,
the
that's
fuck?
crazy.
I'm like, damn, where are my keys at?
And then taking away the shifter, like, bro, pushing a button to change gear and put the car in.
My car still has a shifter, but the next car I probably won't have one, cause just all the new ones
That's
It's
what's
like a
happening.
it's like a
Yeah, the
dial.
dial now. It's
Dial
like,
to park is so weird, bro.
bro, what do we
I
do?
miss the one behind the wheel.
Dog, that's
Now, I
why.
have this. I have this one, which is
Yo,
weird because that's usually for like manual
yeah.
cars, you know. But
I
it's
like,
your shifter's here, so
and that's when I got the opportunity to really drive a manual because I wasn't ever buying manuals. I was always buying automatics.
nah. Yeah, always been an automatic driver.
But after I drove my uncle's mate, man, boy,
Once you learn,
boy,
it's cool. It just sucks if you're ever in a traffic situation. You're constantly like, it keeps you up.
no,
sure.
but I enjoyed it because of the fact that if you do it right, that's the thing for me. Learning how to actually drive the manual, I was like, oh so much more control. Like,
Out the engine, you could totally downshift and
bro,
stop that shit
yeah,
versus like just slamming the brake and hoping for the best.
dog,
If you
dog,
could
that
downshift
yeah,
and hit the brake,
yep,
you'll be able to stop way
so much,
faster than
so much
just
more control.
automatic and brakes because
But even driving the
the engine
automatic,
isn't slowing down.
and I don't see that, but I really like the original manual for real because of the fact that even the integrated
Yeah,
manual.
like I think I forget what it's called, like C something, CT,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. The ones on, I have like
The
paddle
shifters,
shifters,
paddle shifters,
or I could
yeah,
use the shifter on the bottom to do it,
yeah, yeah,
and it's just like you kind of have more control,
yeah.
but it's just not the same.
Not the same at all.
Yeah, like
It's
it's
not.
still like kind of automatic,
It's
but
it's automatic. It's just a different form
you
of
can
automatic.
downshift with. I've done it before with the
Yeah, yeah.
paddles. It
It's
works. That
gonna.
shit feels like whoa, like you
Yeah,
just jolt.
that's
Hmm.
see. That's what I'm saying,
But
bro.
doing it
But
with an actual manual is just different. Cause
it's
yeah,
so different. Yo, the relationship is just so intimate, man. I don't, and that's the other thing I'm realizing too as getting older. I'm like, bro, I really like that relation to things. Like the I guess the mechanical aspect is really why I do have the interest and intrigue in my profession now is because I'm like, okay, the interaction with it, like,
it keeps you intuitive.
yeah, it really keeps me stimulated as far as
Hmm.
okay, because also the end result, the process, what I'm doing, I'm like, okay, and
Hmm.
it feels good. Also, just knowing that I'm a part of a field of many, but a few amongst many, more or less, because of the fact that not everybody can do it. There really are some things like not everybody can do. Like I don't know if I don't think I could be an underwater welder because
Underwater welder.
yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
those jobs are crazy, bro. Like when they be
Dog.
building the foundation for bridges and shit like that.
First off, the water. Bro, what are we talking about? Come on, bro. Welding is not easy either. Like you could weld something, but whether or
Or
not
like
it's gonna
that, they do
hold,
that for like oil drills, right? Like out in the middle of the ocean.
dog.
Yeah, and
And you see,
you got to be down there with the waves hitting you and shit.
bro,
Hell,
bro, just thinking about it terrified. I'm
fuck
not
that.
even no bull.
They get
Like,
paid a lot, but
yeah,
that's not a life to live for me.
it's not at all. It's scary. It's
Yeah.
yo. There's that's one thing I really got comfortable with is admitting what the scares me, dog. Cause like, cause a lot of shit be scaring the hell out of me, man. And when you really sit and think
You
about
got
it,
to acknowledge things. You can't just act
yeah,
like
it
yeah,
don't that cause that don't
I don't help
nah.
nobody,
That shit is
especially
real.
not you.
Word, bro. That's why I'm like, bro, there's some shit. Y'all motherfuckers be treating certain things like that's wow, that's a tough shit. No, there's some tough fucking jobs out there, dog. Real like, and then just yo, bro, just how fast shit is,
Like those window wipers,
bro.
skyscraper people.
I might be able to
In the wind like
yeah,
hell no.
I might be able to
And I
tolerate that
never
better.
I never knew they started from the top.
Oh, you have to.
I just always assumed like they start at the bottom and they pull them up. I
Nah.
never knew that the unit was up there and that it drops down.
And
And then they got to go back up
oh
when they're
yeah,
done.
what you
Like you
mean?
go all the way down
Yeah, yeah.
and you got to bring the machine back up to the top.
I'm not getting up. I'm not gonna say when that motherfucker to go up. What the we talking about? Hey, yo, send that up there. I'll meet you back. See,
Technically
that's
you
how
got
I
to
would
go
do it.
back up there and re-secure the unit so it doesn't fucking fly
Oh
away
yeah,
in the
cause
wind.
the control is on the shit.
Yeah, you can't leave it there because if there's high winds, that shit will swing into something.
So you
You got to
actually
go
do
back
need
up and harness it back.
yeah. So you do need
Yeah.
the body weight to actually go back up. So
Yeah, I seen a video of some dude that does it in the city. Or there's people like that do it year round in Dubai, like for the What's
Oh
that?
yeah,
What's that the biggest building over
yeah,
there? The
word.
Burj Khalifa or some shit like that.
I don't know actually.
Some big building over there,
Yeah,
but they're constantly year round
just
wiping those windows because of the
bro.
sand, you know. And you just see them. They have like that box that they stand in, but
Yeah,
some of them are just hanging by rope. Like they're harnessed properly, obviously,
word.
proper vests and
But
stuff,
they're still hanging by
but
rope.
just feet and like going straight down the shit. Like
You see,
I'm like, yo,
you
this
see,
is crazy.
and you can say, "Oh, you just cleaning windows.
And
Go
they do
clean that
that
window."
every day.
Yeah, bro. Get the out of here,
Fuck, you just survived today. You gotta wake up and
Oh,
do that shit again tomorrow. Dude.
oh
Like
gosh,
what?
yo,
It's not a
see,
one-time job. Like
nah,
they're
bro.
doing it every day, all day.
That's why I stick to my stick too. I'm saying like,
Yeah, like salute them people.
yeah,
Have you
bro.
ever seen like the videos of like old steel workers, like them building like the Chrysler building in the city and shit like that? They had nothing. Everybody was just walking around holding onto bars.
Word.
I seen two people having a conversation on a bar like this,
Yeah,
no harness or nothing.
bro. Yo, different motherfuckers, bro.
Oh yeah,
That's what.
salute them.
That's why.
I'm good.
Yeah, no, we're going from that to AI. Now
Yeah.
motherfuckers like AI build me build me the tallest building ever. This is how you should build it. Is what
Well,
AI is gonna
they
say.
have 3D. They're 3D printing buildings now.
Yeah, nah, they
You seen
bugging.
those?
They bugging with that.
Like it's like they built like what a miniature 3D printer
Yeah,
has
yeah,
on like wheels,
yeah,
like on trucks, and like it just does it. Like
yeah. They got the
they
cement,
3D prints with cement. Yeah,
and
fucking
I
insane,
mean,
bro.
listen,
Fast drying cement. Yeah.
if
That I think utilization for AI, like stuff like that, is awesome.
eh,
But the mischievous stuff, like I saw Michael Jackson having a conversation with somebody on on Instagram the other day, or a whole
son,
bunch of dead people, like
but people,
Amy Winehouse and Tupac and Michael Jackson,
yo, but this is it's it's
or the deep fake stuff. Like you don't even know what's real no more, bro. It's like you might see something crazy might happen tomorrow, but did it?
yeah, that's what sucks.
Did it actually happen? Or
Because on the one hand, it's funny and it can be fun, but on the other hand, it's like, God damn, we always teeter that line, bro. That's why balance don't
yo,
exist.
it's just so impressive. You could generate anything off your phone.
Yeah.
Tell me something to generate. I have access to it. So
Nah.
I will
bro.
do it while we talk, and then I'll show it to you. It'll do it in like a couple minutes.
Nah.
What do you
bro.
want to generate?
Oh my gosh. Yo, I can't even. Oh man. Let's say let's say oh,
Try not to include copyrighted material.
trying to think what?
Use copyrighted type, like don't say like don't make Darth Vader fall down.
Oh,
You gotta make it. You could like generalize things, but like when you include copyrighted names, they like don't let you because content protection now.
See,
When
I
it
can't
first
even.
came out, they were letting shit fly just to
Yeah,
advertise
because
that. Then
because
all these
they
companies were like, you can't do
yeah,
that.
nah. Everybody's the mistakes is coming for that shit.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't even. See, that's why I don't even. The where your brain has to be able to think of some shit like that.
How about this? Generate
Bro.
me a podcast between two people where one person can't decide what to generate
Yeah.
on Sora. All right, it's generating.
Oh my gosh.
So
Oh man.
it'll send me a notification when it's done.
All right. The next thing to generate horses doing yoga.
You want to do that too? I'll do that at the same time.
Facts.
Horses doing yoga
Yo, son.
on the moon.
On the moon, yo, what a
While
twist.
the Earth flies away
That's the craziest shit.
in the background.
Because
So horses doing yoga on the moon while the Earth flies away in the background.
bro, essentially they were able to take the programming to the extent that anybody can now program it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's just programming. Somebody would somebody would put that in a program that can generate that with code that talks to
But
it.
AI's been around way longer than people think.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the fund, but some dude utilized AI in the 80s to like basically he created an investment fund, and it's like the most successful fund. It's like the Medallion Fund or something like that, I think it's called. He's guaranteed like 40% returns over like 40 years. That's like unheard of in like investment funds do like 20%, 25% at most maybe. And he did it with, apparently it was like AI programming to like map out like how like the stocks and stuff are going to change and the investments, however that works. I'm not like super into it, but like they were using AI in the 80s. I didn't know. I personally didn't know fucking AI existed in the 80s.
I thought, honestly,
and it's such a world-renowned fund that I think you can't even join it now. I think you have to like kind of be chosen to be like invested into.
They always find a way to cut it off the pipe. Bro.
Like it does better than like Berkshire Hathaway and all those investment funds. Like literally, this is the top. I can't remember the dude's name. I'll include it in the video.
Yeah, word.
Yeah, AI has been utilized forever.
That's what I felt like.
And look, I'm about to show you. I'll include this in the video too, so you guys can see what I'm showing him. But this is the generate me a podcast between two people, where one person can't decide what to generate on Sora.
I opened Sora and just froze. There are too many possibilities. Dragons, space station, cozy kitchen. I can't commit.
That's kind of the point, though. Pick one and let it surprise you.
But what if halfway through I realized I wanted a completely different vacation?
Now, if I was more specific, like make...
No, but the fact that it just, it gave you two random creations, animations. They're
already creating movies with this. Like somebody already made a movie with this app specifically, because it's all about how detailed you are with it.
Yeah.
And then if you want variations, like tell it to like, you could just edit the prompt and regenerate it. Like the second one it's done. Horses doing yoga on the moon while the earth flies away in the background. Look.
Oh.
Let's see if it makes the earth fly away.
Yo. That's a real pose. No, it's not.
Well, the earth didn't fly away. So it's not like too perfect.
No, but it's still.
But that's cool that it still did that.
Yeah, it'll generate whatever you more or less tell it to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's scary, yo. I think it's good when it's used for like great things. Like they should be able to 3D print everybody's houses.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But one day, if they do.
Then it comes to cost and stuff, and
there's always an excuse.
There's always something.
Bro, there's money for everything but what we need.
Yeah.
At least nowadays.
But also resource. I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a lot, but it also is like, in reality, there's more water on Earth than there is land.
Yeah, we know more about space apparently than our own ocean, right?
And then
scary.
And then all of the water on Earth isn't the same water. It's literally divided in so many ways.
I got to see that. You ever seen that in person, like where the biome switches with water?
I've seen the clips and stuff.
No, I've seen it in person. I was in PR and I went to Gilligan's Island, and it's like an island with a revolving infinite river. Like it's a circle. Basically, I guess if you look at it on a map, it's kind of like an eye, because there's a circle, which is the land, and then the river around it, and then land surrounding that.
What the?
But you see the tropical water turn into like dark blue ocean water. Like there's like a little, but it's the same water. Obviously, you scoop it.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck?
But that separation is taking place, and that's
interesting.
And that's why water is scary, bro. Cause what the dog? Come on. Like
I feel like the unknown about the water is probably known, but they're just not gonna like tell us. There's probably something they know.
So I mean, I might harbor that information too, because that is deep. I'm sure what the fuck is in the water, dog, bro. Yo, shout out to the sailors, bro.
They say
because
that. You ever heard the theory of like the ocean being the actual space? Like,
I've heard of that.
like if you go up, you're actually gonna end up. It's like
Yeah,
I don't know how that works, but
I wouldn't.
you know.
I could not imagine how that even. I don't believe that, but I would. I would imagine there's really aliens in the water.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because, bro, what?
In PR, they see unknown stuff flying out of the water all the time. Like literally just shooting out the water. You know?
So
God knows what's down there.
and that's the thing too. It's like, bro, after a while, we do have to start considering the accounts that people are having. Like, as much as some things can be skeptical, you know, you can be skeptical about it, but
How about the account we all had in the last year or so that everybody probably forgot about already? Could you remember?
I feel like
Bro, do you remember there was fucking God knows what flying over New Jersey?
oh yeah,
You remember that?
oh yeah, I do. I
Like-
almost did remember that.
Bro, like these things were huge, like size
Yeah.
as a football fields flying
Yeah.
around. And they were supposed to tell us what that was, and they didn't. Yeah.
Yo, but
That shit's in 4K. Like we can watch it, we can look it up.
bro, but this is why education is important. Because we need to know the history. And when you know the fucking history, bruh, they've been playing in our face forever. They always playing in our face. That's what sucks. That's what really sucks, bro. Like, there are people whose job it is to make sure we don't know what the is going on.
What do you think? What else do you think we're not supposed to know? Like, what else do you believe in that's a conspiracy?
Damn.
That's probably real. There's tons of conspiracy, but which ones do you feel fall along the line of reality? Like that.
I mean, shoot.
Like, do you believe in... Like, do you think it's alien craft, or do you think it's, like, reconstructed alien craft, that it's actually military stuff that we're seeing all the time?
Mm.
Or is it just military stuff? Do you think... I have a belief, a side belief, that, like, the alien conception, part of it is, like, disinformation.
You know,
Like, I think they'd rather plant the idea of aliens to everybody and let conspiracies brew versus people find out what actually the origins of this stuff is. You know what I mean?
the North, is it the North Pole? I don't know which pole it is, or Antarctica or whatever.
South Pole is Antarctica.
Whichever one of them,
With the ice wall?
wherever it's the coldest, that ice, that's where the information is.
Mm-hmm.
That's really where this is going down. Like those places that we can get to that they don't want us to go to.
Yeah, nobody's allowed over there. It's the only thing that all countries agree on. Like, nobody's allowed to Antarctica.
No, you can't access. You need all kinds of clearances and
But you know what
allowances.
somebody saw? I seen a video. If I could find it, I'll try to include it. But there was this video of a guy. You know how you could like track jets and stuff like that? You can see like flight information and like everything. They have that for boats and cargo ships as well. There was a dude that he was looking at these cargo ships that were like anywhere between 300 to 800 miles within Antarctica.
Disappeared.
No, like they just show up. Like they have so it's like a map on a website. Like imagine the globe flat. You ever seen like that type of? And so you see Antarctica on the bottom flat across the whole thing. These ships are showing up like 300 to 700 miles with inland of Antarctica. Some ships, like some cargo ships.
Yeah, word.
Why? What the fuck's over there?
What cargo are you guys sending over there? Because there are people there.
It's either there's more land than we think there is beyond Antarctica, or maybe the Middle Earth theory is true and they're siphoning stuff out of the ground.
Whatever they are doing.
They're hiding something, bro.
Yo, they have the keys to life.
Mm-hmm. They probably do, yeah, to some degree.
When you
My fear is that that knowledge is lost in a generation. Because clearly, I feel like the older generation had that knowledge, but what if they just kept it in so much secrecy that all those people died off? And it's kind of lost in time a little bit. Some of it.
But that's what
There
I
might
believe
be
about a
like,
lot.
you really think Trump knows about any of that stuff,
I think,
or he can access that information to that
you know
degree?
what? Personally, I think the minute you get behind certain doors, there's there's a decision you have to make, because no one's allowing you access to the truth without your acknowledgement of sworn secrecy or some level of
You get to know
discretion.
and it's secret, or you get to know and you tell people, and you and everybody you love starts dying.
or just or
Or
whatever,
your life gets ruined, or you get disappeared.
the
you know?
world windows just coming your way, because
I feel like that veil is starting to fall though, because I was just watching last night. Tucker Carlson was interviewing a congressman about like UFOs and
yeah,
a lot of the stuff that's like talked about on like a third party avenue versus like mainstream media,
because of the fact that
and he's just openly disclosing
because
like
also
certain things. You know what
also
I mean?
a lot of, in my opinion, military has, not military, but the military personnel have expressed and shared their disapproval or disagreements with some of the decisions, or many of the decisions, of those in positions of authority. And for the people of the public to now be aware and privy to the treatment of the people who've literally sacrificed their life, given their life, and watched their brothers in arms give their lives, and watched the families experience losing those loved. Like, after a while, you're gonna start looking at the people in charge, like, yo, what the fuck is up?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are they coming back from? What are you sending them to, and why? And then they're telling you it's all BS, and they're telling you what they really experienced.
Yeah, they
Now,
they use other things to distract you, bro. You know.
but also, I think it's just that really the more widespread and the more readily available information is becoming, and people's experiences are being shared.
Yeah, it's gonna get harder. I think at some point, I don't know if in our lifetimes, but maybe in the next generations,
soon enough,
or this generation's.
yeah,
I feel like they're gonna, because the level of transparency now on the internet with the younger generation is so absurd.
yeah,
These kids are gonna grow up and have positions of power,
yeah,
and they're gonna have access to this information.
exactly. And
And what are they gonna do with it?
Exactly, and that's the other.
Unless like the fear mongering behind it extends that far, that's why the secret's been held for so long. Whatever secrets there are. You know what I mean? Like knowing the fear that comes with exposing.
Yeah.
You don't know what could happen to you, bro.
It's that
you disappear.
that it's just that really that evolution of the tough time making strong men, and strong men making good times, and
Good times
easy
making
times and
weak
exactly.
men.
It's that evolution.
And weak men.
Word.
Yeah, it just keeps circling.
And just because it's got to go. It's just a cycle of life, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel as though, yeah, we've existed for some fucking time, bro. Like it's been some time that human beings have been here.
Longer than publicly accepted too.
Yeah.
I think.
They
keep finding shit that's just older.
Exactly.
And
Which is why
that predates well beyond what we accept as like when
which
humans
is why
exist.
they're holding down that fort in the cold.
Mm-hmm.
The cold is preserving all that exists. Mm-hmm. It's got all that preserved somewhere in the cold. They know they can find and discover.
That's probably what's in Antarctica to some degree. There's people have found pyramid formations in Antarctica. There's pyramids everywhere, but every civilization, advanced civilization of ancient time, has had pyramids, and Antarctica does too. So what don't we know about what's over there? You know what I mean,
bro?
Everything's a lie, bro. Like even like with the Great Pyramids
Yeah.
in Egypt, like they're older than what we believe probably or what's publicly accepted.
Word.
Like I had read that like some kids went to Egypt, gathered like period material, I guess, and tested it, and it was way older than
Then
what is publicly like apparently like the pharaoh that built the pyramids actually just restored them.
yeah,
He,
Maji
he didn't
renovated.
build he didn't
That's
he
great.
didn't he didn't build them, they just restored them.
But and that's see, things stop becoming so far fetched the more you really open your mind
I
to
knew
the
they were lying
possibilities.
to us about history when I seen, you remember in like, you ever seen like your history book in school where it's like a white Egyptian dude? Like he looks like it just doesn't.
It's just like
It's
yeah,
crazy.
that ain't gonna
Like a
fly, bro.
white dude with like the gold fucking,
Yeah,
yeah, like it's just like that doesn't
nah.
seem right.
But you know what? When you start watching them, when they start making those films and they start trying to make the artistic depictions, and you start to notice the tints that they put to people's complexions, then you're like, oh, so y'all knew was so y'all do know, so y'all really do know what it looked like. Y'all really know what's up. But at the same time, we harp so much on the wrong things, and then they promote or make or display something in such a way where it's like, bro,
Mhm.
that's such a false depiction or just an inaccurate depiction or disingenuous almost, so to speak, because it's like you couldn't figure out how to be more authentic or try to get more along the lines of, the origin of something rather than trying to falsify or develop some fictitious story to uphold some perception. It just is like, God dog, bro. It's too much history for people to want to gatekeep or be the center of that aspect of history or responsible for certain things in history. It's like everybody's played a role. Everybody, every background, every whatever the where like at some point we should be able to just acknowledge one another as people. Just people. Just motherfucking people, bro. Be humans.
I think there's a vast majority of people that do.
Yeah,
It's just the players that control everything
exactly.
don't.
Exactly. But also there's enough people that also do feel, they can look at people as people, but also get themselves caught up in the propaganda and shit like that too. Which is funny because it's like, bro, come on. Well, how do we not know what they doing at this point? Like,
Some people don't have
yeah.
that lens to look at it like that. You know what I mean?
Well, it is difficult. It's difficult because
It's
of the
either
fact,
it comes from like lack of knowledge and
mm,
education behind whatever stance that is,
yeah.
or just ignorance. You know what I mean?
But maybe being
Ignorance in
gullible
the
too.
sense like you know what it
Yeah,
is, but you're choosing to argue. You know?
the willful ignorance, so to
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah.
But and that's that ignorance for real, man. Like I don't. That's why when the pandemic happened, I started to kind of try to look at, or I allowed myself to get a glimpse of opposing points of views and perspectives about all things, just so I could get an understanding of where somebody's coming from and what kind of headspace they have to be in to feel
Mm-hmm.
that way that they do and take that stance. Really, just because I like to, I'm like, yeah, I want to understand that rather than just look at somebody like, something that they're not because they oppose or they have a different perspective. Like, nah, like, what do you think and why? And it's like, okay, I can understand that. I disagree, but I can understand that. Or not
Yeah,
gonna
people
practice.
just can't accept anything. Some people just can't accept anything but what they think,
Yeah,
and then it results in like
yeah,
emotion.
yeah. I had to let that shit go. I'm like, I'm not trying to just get upset because of the fact that somebody thinks something else. That sounds crazy.
Yeah, I feel like I was like that when I was younger, and then I just realized like, no, that shit really matters, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
You know,
Yeah.
it don't. It
It's
don't
it's
do
like
that.
another dopamine that you're
Yeah.
chasing. Like,
It don't do nothing for you. Like,
just divide us
what?
and yourself
Yeah.
from yourself.
Hell yeah, bro. That's why I'm like, yeah, nah, bro. But I'm comfortable with getting to know and understand people's thoughts, feelings, sentiments, and things. But also because like it's important to know who else is out here, especially if when it's gonna come time for you to have to make decisions. Especially if you're a part of society, you want to be able to be in society and do the things. Like at some point, you're gonna have to be making some decisions that are important, which like voting. Like as much as it
You vote?
I voted for the most part all since I was able to after turning of age. Um, but this last election I didn't vote.
Yeah, my
You
bad.
good. This last election I didn't vote because I was just like, nah. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm like, I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired of y'all. I feel like both of them, full of it and lying, and it's frustrating as hell because you're like, bro, I'm tired of both. I don't get it. I don't get how you well educated, you're well read, you're whatever, and both sides, all you educated people with degrees and things like that, 9 to 5 careers and things like that, and you're calling each other unintelligent or whatever the case is because you chose to sit on or stand on another side of whatever the case, and it's just like, bro, like if personally you're both stupid. because like for real, because how do you not see that I don't want you to represent a perspective or point of view. I want you to represent decent human beings
Mm-hmm.
in sensible decision making. I don't care about your personal views, but I do because your personal views are going to dictate the decisions you're going to make for society.
Yeah, like you shouldn't really care what people have to say.
Yeah, like
You could take consideration if you want, but that's on you to like let that shit affect you.
word, like I don't real talk. But when you decide you want to assume a position of authority or presume a position of responsibility that you're making decisions that are going to dictate how people's lives go, what somebody's day to day is like.
Mm-hmm.
Like street sweepers isn't a street sweeper isn't it's not a crazy thing to debate on. Hey, do we need street sweepers? On one hand, you could say, well, where in the budget are we going to fit the cost for maintaining the machinery for that, the personnel for that, and the benefits? But at the same time, what are the benefits of the street sweeping? Do they outweigh? You know what I'm saying? Do they outweigh? And that's a discussion to have in it, but it shouldn't be we're at each other's throats, and now you're unintelligent because you think otherwise, and that's the money grab too. But it's like I know that's a simpler, I guess you could say discussion, but like that's why it shouldn't be so difficult for them to come to terms with this. That does make sense for real. It shouldn't be difficult, bro. But they always make it seem as though it's such a difficult thing, and one side or the other is doing the wrong thing for the people or towards the other side, so it's making it harder. And you call it like, why are we having these conflicts and confrontations? You all are adults. You're not young adults. You're well in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Some of you may be in your late 20s. Maybe you're in your mid 20s. You got in early. That doesn't mean shit to me. You spent some time getting a degree, earning something, attaining something, and building some knowledge behind you to know and understand how society works and operates, how it has operated, and what could help or what would make sense for us to be better or improve. You know what I'm saying? But it always seems like it's always a fight of, oh, that side, this side, that's. I'm like, and then the people that are appointing these people. Well, this side, the people I appoint, come on, fam.
It's all corruption, bro.
That's what's so annoying about it. You think
Capitalism corrupted
yeah,
democracy.
you
Like
think
motherfucker.
I'm making an informed decision on what and who? Who are these people for real? And even when you do get to meet some of them who are maybe decent individuals, at the end of the day, they're still doing a job. And enough of them have said, outside of those chambers, we're mingling, we're coexisting, and we're colleagues inside of those chambers when it's time for hearings and shit, and then it's this team and that team, and it's like, what the bro? Are you kidding? Like, so none of you have the courage to say, let's cut this. No, not enough of you have the like, because that means there's too much controlling what your duties are. That's really it.
It's too much money, too much influence, too much
Too
blackmail.
way too much that affect you guys from making actual.
Bro, we're at $36 trillion in debt.
Oh my gosh.
To who? I don't know. That's a whole nother question.
We're,
But the fact that we have that debt as a country,
yeah.
and nobody has taken a stance to actively knock it down. Everybody says they knock it down, and then they add $3 trillion worth of shit during their term.
How is it we've got embassies all over this motherfucking earth? Embassies
we
everywhere.
got embassies, military bases. You know the NYPD has bases in other countries? The NYPD, New York Police Department,
yeah,
has bases in other countries.
Oh man, bro.
Why? You know they're building a Qatari Air Force base in Idaho? They just announced it yesterday. We have a Qatari Air Force. We have an Air Force base in Qatar. So they're building one here in Idaho.
They're just doing things. It's
Well,
not even
Trump. They gave Trump a jet. Remember?
Yeah.
So come build the military base.
Yo, but at this point, we're up in arms about injustices and all kinds of stuff, and it's just, bro, this is more than enough, and too many injustices that had happened to take place on a daily in the little villages and towns within that.
Every day, as we speak right now, there's injustices being committed. It's horrible.
There's too many people sitting in jail right now in the United States wrongfully.
We have the highest conviction rate, right?
Like, bro,
everywhere. Most convicted people.
Come on, man. Come on, man. And so it's the amount of people that play a role and play a part. That's why it's almost like, yo, just stay out the way and do your thing, because you literally can only control yourself and that which you can affect immediately. Anything and everything else is going to happen if it so be. Like, real talk. Like, if it's gonna happen, and if it's supposed to happen or meant to happen, that's probably what's gonna happen, regardless of what you thought you was preventing. Because people take preventative measures all the time. That doesn't mean it's gonna guarantee prevent it. It's just an opportunity to do something that reinforces the possibility of preventing that outcome. So it's just, and that it takes a lot. Like, there's courage and faith that go into that. You having the ability to say, despite what really like logically could happen, rationally could happen, I'm still going to take this route or go on this path. Like, as much as we all can do and do take it for granted, we walk outside the door, you don't know if you're coming back through that mouth.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. Like, you really don't. So it's being able to really, in the moment, remind yourself, oh, okay. Make the most. Like, make the most. You would hope that translate throughout, but it don't really extrapolate like that. And some people just have enough greed within them that they kind of ignore that. Or they just don't think too much about it or care, consider it. And it's not really a thought for them. So doing right by people isn't really the first thought for them. So they're just like, hey, I gotta survive.
We
gotta maintain.
We as a people just have to stop setting expectations of others.
That's true.
And
That's
just
true.
accepting what it is.
Yeah.
And when you set, it's another construct you set for yourself that you just won't agree with.
And limitation, yeah. Now, real talk, because there's nothing you can do about it. But
you can either beat yourself up over it,
then,
or
exactly,
the latter.
That's why I try not to. That's really another part of why I was like, yeah, I'm not even gonna vote just because I was like, bro, I don't.
Yeah, I never voted.
I'm like, I don't. What?
Politics don't. I'm not like. I like to hear both sides and formulate my own opinions about stuff.
Yeah, word.
And that's it. Like when it comes to
No,
politics,
realistically,
because I don't feel like the political system even works to begin with. And anybody that feels like it really does, I feel like they're just kind of being ignorant at this point. Just look at how shit is going, bro.
That's all. I'm
You know
not
what I
gonna
mean?
lie, though. That's how I feel too. I'm like, bro.
There needs to be some radical change in terms of politics.
Yeah.
And
That's why.
I don't know what it's gonna take, but hopefully
Yeah.
it's a peaceful manner versus like something
Exactly.
egregious and negative. You know.
I felt that way too. Like I'm like, it all just seems as though it's just for show.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lie, and a lot of people they're just doing a job, man. Just like Cobb said, I'm just doing my job. All right, man. Because at that point, what do you say to somebody? I'm just doing my job. That means you don't even really care about what job you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're just doing your job. All right. Like, I can't even knock you. I can't knock you. I really can't, because we just trying to make it out here. And you happen to put yourself on a path. Hey, our paths cross, and that's what it is. But I just want to get home, dog. Like, word, bro. That's all I think about now. I'm just trying to make it home after this, dog.
Some people go too hard in the paint, though.
Yeah. Now, but it's also
Yeah,
that duality in life. Sometimes you do want the right person to go hard in the paint when it's necessary. But
when it's applicable, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For sure. You know.
But, yeah, man.
Instead of saying something you would say to your younger self, what would you want to tell yourself in the future? Like, if you were to watch this episode 10 years from now, what's something you would want to hear, I guess, later? Like, what would you tell yourself right now? You could look at yourself on your camera.
Self. I just hope you stuck with it, man. Stick with it. Don't lose the momentum. Don't lose that desire to improve. Yeah. Keep it. Hold it. Master it. And share it. Yeah. Don't be selfish too much with it. Word. Put it out there, man.
Shit.
Word.
It was beautiful.
Appreciate that, God.
Is there anything else you want to bring up in conversation before we get going?
Hey, man. Be necessarily hard on yourself. Essentially, hold yourself accountable. And find the capacity to offer yourself grace when you need. Because that gets difficult too. But
yeah, that goes back to that balance thing.
Yeah.
You gotta learn to.
Yeah. As much as it's it's not.
Can't always be so pessimistic about your outlook on things.
Yeah, bro. The way you speak to yourself is
can't be too positive about it either.
Exactly.
You're optimistic about it.
Yeah, because you don't want to coddle or allow bad habits and practice, but you also don't want to deter or derail yourself from
find your flow.
Yeah, man.
That's it, man.
Get that rhythm. Don't be losing your balance. Yo.
Is there anything else you want to say? Anything you want to put out there, promote for yourself?
Yo, one love, man. One love to the people. I've experienced blessing vows and babies. Shout out to the family for even giving me that opportunity. It was amazing. It's been amazing. Another transformative moment in life, I'll be honest with you.
Right.
Both occasions, to have that responsibility and that obligation and be entrusted with it by people you care about
That's
is
very gratifying, I would imagine.
bro. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Amazing. I take it as serious as I can, and I do my best to do it honorably, to honor them, and as well as our elders, just because without them I wouldn't have the faith that I do in life itself. So we're just trying to do my best with that. I'm a little bit apprehensive about doing it for other people just because, but I'm open to it. You know what I'm saying? It's not something I'm shying away from, but I'm not promoting it per se. But if for people who are genuinely honest about it and consider having someone who they would entrust, I'm open to it and all for it. But yeah, man, other than that, God bless and much love to everybody. And stay in pursuit of that higher self. All right.
One thing I will say before we end it is that I hope this isn't your last podcast.
All right.
Yeah. Whether you come back on my show later in a later time or you just
Right.
do your stuff again.
Yeah.
I always appreciated the way you conceptualize stuff and your insights. So
Yeah, word.
I think it's valuable.
I
And
appreciate that, bro.
something I always appreciated from your old podcast too. So
Word.
maybe find a way to do it somehow another
Hell
way,
yeah.
or maybe get the gang back together. I don't know. Whatever it takes to get you back on.
That's motivating, bro. Real shit. I appreciate
do
the
it,
hell
bro.
out of that, man. Word, bro. That's love, dog.
Word.
Shit, man.
I appreciate you.
Hell
Thanks,
yeah,
bro.
dog.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate love, my G.
Another thing is I don't know how to end this.
Yo, I don't think you can.
Yeah.
I don't think you end it. I think it just ends.
All right.
Word.